am absolutely sympathetic to the conditions of those who have found themselves in Libya, one way or the other. But I think we also have a duty, maybe through National Repatriation Agency or any other agency, to advise our people. We are in a free country, nobody needs exit visa to travel. But people should be informed that after the collapse of Gaddafi, Libya is no longer what it used to be. And Nigerians will leave this country no matter what anybody says. This country is far ahead of some of those countries that they have been trafficked to. They have this illusion that once you are out of Nigeria boundaries, all is well. We need, as much as we talk about how to assist those who are already there, we have to discuss how to prevent more and more Nigerians from going to Libya, following illegal routes. They don't have visa to get there. And if you follow illegal route to go to a country with its own serious internal security challenges, what are you to expect? In spite of all the effort of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Commission on Diaspora, they have paraded young men and women who are being brutalized, dehumanized in Libya. And yet, some Nigerians will still take advantage to go there. What are they looking for? We need to also educate our people. Because as we speak, even our security challenges in Nigeria, not a few believe that with the collapse of the authorities in Libya, those weapons that are now in Nigeria that are being used for kidnapping, for mayhem, for all kinds of criminality, many trace them to the collapse of Gaddafi and the subsequent anarchy that prevailed in Libya for a long, long time. So I think we should do both. Not just condemn how our people are treated in Libya, but also focus on how to discourage our people from going there. They need to know that that is not a place you go for, quote, greener pasture. There is no pasture there, whether green, blue, or black. Nigerians need to be educated on this. Because like you said, my brother, these have been over and over and over. And yet, our people keep going there. I think we do need to search our own conscience, educate our own people, and discourage them from going to zones that we know if they get there, they are going to end up in the manner that some of these people have ended up. Thank you, Mr. President.
Distinguished colleagues, let us look at the prayers.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, my name is Senator Victor Ume, OFR. I represent Anambra Central Senatorial District. Mr. President, you will recall that I was chairman of Senate Committee on Diaspora previously. So I understand the weight and import of this motion. And I'm standing to say that apart from the graphic details presented to us by our distinguished brother, Aniekan, we are aware, when I was chairman of that committee, that Nigerians have been subjected to unacceptable inhuman treatment by some countries in Africa. And we are members of African Union.
Yeah.
We are members of African Union. There is no reason why an African will find himself in another African country and he will be so or she treated as if he's not a human being. There were videos made in this Libya where Nigerians were subjected to unacceptable, inhuman treatment. So I want to say that apart from the prayers here, that we should be able to use the auspices of the African Union to be able to drive this warning to African nations that treat their brothers as if they are animals. Anybody can find himself anywhere. And when you are found somewhere, there are protocols and laws that will govern the way you treat people you find in your land, even if the person entered there illegally. It's not by putting them in the chamber and kill them because you find them in your country. So this thing they are doing to Nigerians must stop. Let government use the auspices of the African Union. Any country that is dealing with Africans in this manner shall be blacklisted. I agree with Senator Oshiomole that we have to put alert signals to Nigerians and place certain countries on red alert where Nigerians should not go there because the hatred is too much. We are not talking about Libya. If you go to Ethiopia, we face the same situation. Nigerians face the same situation in Ethiopia. In Central African Republic, the same thing. And these are African countries. If we have African Union as a union that joins us as Africans, the African Union will not look the other way. When people are abused and molested in this ugly way, Nigerians are being treated in some countries in Africa. So that's what I want to say, and I believe that the African Union should not watch, and these things will continue. Thank you.
Thank you. So, prayer one, all the federal.
My name is Senator Professor Anthony Ane. I represent Ebonyi South. I rise to second the motion on the urgent need to protect Nigerians from trafficking, slavery, and human rights abuses in Libya. Having seconded, with your permission, sir, let me lend my voice to this very important motion. This has been a recurring decimal in our national life. Libya has been an epicenter where this human rights abuse seems to be so much domiciled. Victims of this human traffic offense have faced a lot of exploitations, inhuman treatment, and so many ugly stories about their encounters. Their health is put in jeopardy. They are incomplete, dependent on the traffickers. So I so much agree with all the contents and the crafting of this motion. And it's my opinion, my desire, that all of us will lend a voice to this by calling on the agencies responsible, all the relevant agencies of government, to intensify their efforts in curbing this excess. Because this has put Nigeria in a very bad image. The story all this time, all these years, has been so bad. And the thing keeps repeating itself day by day, week by week, month by month. It seems government, and in particular the relevant agencies, are not sitting up to their responsibilities to see that this is stopped. So I strongly support that strong efforts should be made to curb this excess. because it's biting very badly on the social fabric of this country. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I so submit.
Thank you. Is there anybody opposed?
President, I'm Senator Natasha Uduaha, representing the people of Kogi Central. I do have an additional prayer that the Nigerian Immigration and Prison Services should liaise with the Libyan prisons to repatriate Nigerian female prisoners who birthed children in prisons. This is born out of the fact that numerous Nigerian women who were sex trafficked to Libya and happened to escape the unworthy, unhuman situations were arrested and detained in the Libyan prisons, and they are being used to satisfy the sexual urges of the prison warders and prison officials. It is a fact that many of our Nigerian women who found themselves in the Libyan prisons are pregnant, and many have given birth to children who live in the prisons. So I would appreciate the chambers and my colleagues do approve this so that children, innocent children who are of Nigerian heritage do not suffer with their innocent mothers, that they be brought back to Nigeria. Thank you.
Any seconder that we should urge the Nigerian
Immigration and Prison Services to
liaise
with the Libyan prisons to repatriate Nigerian female prisoners who birthed children in Libyan prisons.
All right. Any seconder? Any seconder? Yes, seconder, the leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, I rise to second the additional prayer as most ably moved by distinguished Senator Natasha.
Repeat the additional prayer so that people understand.
Well, Mr. President, Mr. President and distinguished colleagues,
the additional prayer.
I know at all times and in all situations.
The additional prayer is?
Mr. President, I know at all times and in all situations I have the protection of Mr. President.
You have my protection.
And
just repeat the additional prayer for the benefit of all.
Secondly, Mr. President, it is already in our Hansard recorded that Mr. President, in asking for secondment, did himself repeat the additional prayer. And I'm relying on that. Thank you, sir.
I know that the Senate leader is a lawyer. Don't practice your law on the Senate. Repeat what you are seconding. It's very simple. You are seconding the additional prayer, so repeat it so that they can capture it very well.
On a serious note, Mr. President, her additional prayer, it was a very lengthy one.
Which one?
And part, Mr. President, part of what we have been trying to also let our colleagues know is that an additional prayer should not be a debate. But her additional prayer was simply to direct the immigration service to liaise with the Libyan authorities with a view to returning female prisoners. That was our additional prayer.
Distinguished colleagues, the additional prayer has been explained. Those in support of the additional prayer say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. So let me now thank distinguished Senator.
My name is Senator Anekan Basi, Akwa of Northeast. My point of order is pursuant to Order 4151 of the Senate Standing Order 2023 as amended. Your Excellency, if I have here, I believe I can proceed.
Senator Basi had approached me. What country did you mention?
His motion on the urgent need to protect Nigerians from trafficking, slavery, and human rights abuses in Libya.
In Libya?
Yes, Your Excellency.
So he has a very cogent and urgent information and at least to share with us on what is going on with Nigerians in Libya. Is it the view of the Senate that he be allowed to proceed? Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. We may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues. The Senate notes that irregular migration through Libya has become a notorious route, exposing thousands of Nigerians to grave dangers, including trafficking, slavery, ransom extortion, and widespread human rights violation. The Senate further notes that in the first quarter of this year alone, nearly 1,000 Nigerians were repatriated from Libya, with survivors recounting harrowing experiences of forced detention, torture, sexual abuse, organ exploitation, and other acts of modern-day slavery. The Senate is aware that recently, a Nigerian woman, Mercy Olugbenga, narrated how she sold her family's property and dropped out of the university to travel to Libya, only to be held captive for over a year, while her blood was repeatedly drained against her will. An incident that underscores the brutality of the crisis. The Senate is further aware that Amnesty International, the International Organization of Nigeria, and other credible bodies have documented consistent reports of arbitrary detention, torture, rape, forced labor, and killings of migrants in Libyan detention centers operated by both states and non-state actors. Worried that such recurring abuses not only diminish Nigeria's international reputation, but also erode citizens' confidence in the government's ability to provide protection both domestically and abroad. Concerned that returnees face significant reintegration challenges, including trauma, stigmatization, and lack of economic opportunities, leaving them vulnerable to re-trafficking and undermining national stability. The Senate is disturbed that without urgent reforms, stronger border enforcement, stiffer penalties for traffickers, and gender-sensitive protection measures for women and girls, Nigeria risks continued exploitation of our citizens abroad and erosion of sovereignty. Prayers. Senate accordingly resolve to 1. Urge the federal government through NAPTIP, Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, and relevant state governments to establish a comprehensive reintegration and protection program for Nigerian returnees from Libya, including psychosocial support, vocational training, and enterprise startup assistance. 2, call on the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to intensify diplomatic engagement with Libyan authorities and mobilize collective regional and international action through the AU, ECOWAS, and the UN to secure safety of Nigerians in Libyan detention camps and ensure accountability for human rights violations. The Senate also mandates the Committee on Diaspora, Judiciary through Human Rights, and Foreign Affairs to investigate the activities of NAPTIP, the Immigration Service, and other border agencies with respect to trafficking networks and unlicensed travel agents, and recommend legislative or policy measures for stronger deterrence. I so move. Thank you.
Senator Annie. Former Speaker Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly for bringing this to the fore. And pray that when this is communicated to the relevant authorities, Senator Garba and his committee on legislative compliance will follow up to be sure that all the prayers we have brought out today, including the additional prayers, are adhered to. And then use this opportunity to also urge Nigerian youths that home is home. Home is best. That sometimes some of the places you are going into, you may be going into a lot of suffering because you are looking for greener pastures, while the home may be greener than where you are looking at. May God guide us as we take decisions on immigration. And may God protect Nigerians wherever they are, whether in Libya or in other countries. Thank you for bringing this to the fore. Leader of the Senate.